Hello peeps, this is Bells from Luke's Media. I have seen many videos, read many books about how to turn around your life. The following video is my own spin and my own thoughts about this topic and what makes sense to me. The first thing that I want to talk about is when we want to change our life, what do we want our life to be like? What is our objective? You cannot score a goal without goalpost. So which is our goal? What do we hold as our objective? Now, a normal person would think, let's suppose he is in a terrible physical condition. It makes sense for many people to say, I want to be like Arnold. But is this practical? Is this pragmatic? A person who is broke, should he hold Warren Buffett as his ideal or the person he wants to be? It is different to be inspired by someone, and it is different to hold someone as your objective. I want to be that person. The person that you want to hold as your objective should be within reach. Else, after pursuing or trying to be someone else, the natural inclination or the natural outcome would be, okay, fuck it. And this is what happens to most of us. When we want to turn our life around, we want to be like someone. My point is, we do not have to be like someone. So the person that we should want to be like should be the best version of our own self. Your ideal should be the best version of you. That is the only person that you can become. Anything else is wrong, is not practical, is not natural. You should get inspiration from whomever you want. But then that inspiration and that desire should translate, it should be rooted in reality. What you can become, keeping in view your circumstances, your skill set, and like the better version of yourself that you can perceive now. It should be rooted in reality and it should be believable to your own subconscious mind. You should not just establish a goalpost for the heck of it. It should be real. Furthermore, I want to add another point into this, and that is, in your life, it is your game. You are the one who set rules, and finally, you decide if you lost or won. This is true if you don't know it, or even if you don't believe it. So, set goals so that it is easy for you to win and not to lose. The next point is think big problem. We are told to think big, but how big exactly? Once again, it is the same problem. If we create or design huge goals for ourselves, it becomes unbelievable for our own brain. We are saying it, but deep down inside, we do not think it is achievable. So, in a sense, we are already setting ourselves up for a failure. And once again, the same fuck it attitude sets in. On the other hand, what if we think small? The small goals and objectives, they are not exciting enough. They don't have that profound impact on our life that will motivate us and ignite that passion. So if not thinking big and not thinking small is the solution, then how should we approach this problem? My answer is think incremental. Think about the next step that you have to take and nothing else. Just imagine you have to go from point A to point B thousands of miles away. Now you sit in your car, you start the engine and switch on the lights. The only thing that you can do is move forward to the next bend in the road that is visible in your car light and to negotiate that bend. It makes no sense for anyone to set the indicator and start negotiating a bend that is maybe 2 hours away. It does not work that way. The only thing that is doable is to negotiate the bend or the next road turn that is in front of you, the next step. And after you have done it, there is another step. So the only thing that is practical for us to think about and plan is the next step. Obviously we have a far bigger point in our mind where we want to reach, but at this moment we are not worried about that. We are worried about just the next step. I think when we hear the word living it now, I think what it means is to concentrate on the step that you are taking right now. It does not mean be happy now and don't worry about tomorrow. What I think it means is just concentrate on the step that you are taking now. So my solution to the problem of either thinking big or small is think incremental. It is not maddening, it is not overwhelming to think about the step that you are taking right now. That is all it matters. You'll cross the bridge once you get there. The third important thing that I can discuss here is, what if you want to know that will I reach my target or not? Will I be successful or not? A very clear indicator for this is what consumes you. What is that you think all day long? If you are thinking about where you are going, yes, sooner or later you will get there. If you are thinking about something else or something else consumes your day and night, then no, you will never reach there. You in most of the sports coaches, they tell their players to fix their eyes on the ball, and the hands and the feet will follow. Concentration, this is the concept. So if you are thinking about it, your goal, and you are consumed by it, yes, you will get there. But there is a problem in this. What if there is a person who spends 1 hour in watching porn? Should that 1 hour distract him from his goal? Will he be successful? I think spending 1 hour on watching porn is like, what if a heroin addict or a cocaine addict tells you that all I do is inject myself with narcotics 5 minutes every day, and rest of the time I am free to pursue my goal? No, my friend, you are not. Stop fooling yourself. That 5 minutes of indulging in self-destructive behavior robs you of the entire day. You are thinking about it, you are planning for it, you are going to get your fix, and after you have gotten your fix, you live in the whatever state you have created, you enjoy it, and the moment you are done with that, this cycle begins again. So in order to be fixated, in order to be focused on something, you have got to add by subtracting. What I mean by this is, if you want to add something good in your life, something big in your life, you have got to subtract something that is already there in your life and it is not serving you well. I am talking of all those bad habits that you have accumulated, or you have to give them up. Good habits and bad habits do not live together well. Sooner or later, one will win. Since bad habits provide you instant gratification, and whereas the good habits provide you satisfaction in the future, so there are more chances of bad habits winning and taking over the good habits. So you have got to add by subtracting. the last point that I like to explain is what should be the ratio of your work and rest. How much should you work and how much should you rest? Now, we like, idealistically speaking, we like to work 24 hours around the clock, but this may or may not be possible. uh, just take the example of a person who is going to the gym. When you go to the gym for 1 hour, you need 24 or 48 hours to recover from that. It is counterproductive to go to the gym before that. And actually, if you think about it, the 1 hour that you have spent in gym is not all weightlifting. Most of the time you are just putting on weight or like moving from one machine to another machine. So the actual weightlifting may be 20 or 30 minutes. So after 20 or 30 minutes, you need a rest of 24 to 48 hours. Now come to the hard work, any creative work, anything that you do. If you are working on a project, it will drain your energies. You will need to take a break because creating something is difficult. Solving a problem is difficult. It is like weightlifting is, you cannot compare weightlifting with sleeping in a couch. Similarly, you cannot compare working hard on a problem to watching TV. There's a lot of difference between both. One is an uphill struggle and the other one is a leisurely downhill ride in your automobile. So now there's a problem. When we think of any hardworking entrepreneur, we find them working around the clock. So how is that we should work 1 or 2 hours and take 23 hours off and still manage to reach the same level? I think the solution is that that whatever you are struggling for will not be a result of one activity. It will have many different activities. If you are establishing a business now, either for 1 or 2 hours you should dedicate to the hardcore problem solving of the business, and after that you can socialize working on the same business. Then you can work on your website or answer emails or create YouTube videos or talk to some friend of yours about the future problems that you now these are all different activities, but each one of them has each one of that require different brain muscles to be utilized. So switching from one activity to another, we can work for longer hours, but if we try to work on the hardest thing for 8 hours or 10 hours a day, we'll be burned out after a few days. Especially if you look at the entrepreneurs, they go on a lot of vacations, they enjoy themselves a lot. All successful people have ways and means to blow out steam and enjoy themselves. That is because they know the difference between rest and recreation. Rest is not equal to recreation. If you sit in front of a television, you may feel better, but to recreate yourself, you need to change your environment. You need to go to some different place. And moreover, when you give time to yourself, your subconscious brain takes that time to make sense of what has been fed to it. That is why most often you get great ideas when you are doing something very mundane, like working in your garden or just taking a walk. That is the time when your subconscious brain sorts out all that clutter and give you clean, crisp solutions to your problems. So we should engage into hard work and then take a step back, relax, again engage, take a step back and relax, and this process should continue time and time and time again. Like it should be a way of living for ourselves. In my future videos, I'll explain this point in more detail, more systematically, and will break it down even further. Until then, thank you very much. Hope you like this video and it was helpful. I hope we see each other soon.